A Christian fundraising site has raised over $220,000 for the accused Kenosha killer, Kyle Rittenhouse. This website called Give, Send, Go is kind of the Christian version of GoFundMe, and it is supposed to be for, more Christian-like activities, but instead, these so-called Christians decided to raise money for Rittenhouse for his legal defense fund. Their goal was $200,000, and by Sunday morning, they had already crossed that mark. Here is what they said in their description for why they're raising money for Kyle Rittenhouse. I'll read this, then I'll tell you all the reasons why it's wrong in case you don't already know. Here it is. Kyle Rittenhouse just defended himself from a brutal attack by multiple members of the far leftist group Antifa. The experience was undoubtedly a brutal one, as he was forced to take 2 lives to defend his own. Now Kyle is being unfairly charged with murder, one by a DA who seems determined only to capitalize on the political angle of the situation. The situation was clearly self-defense, and Kyle and his family will undoubtedly need money to pay for the legal fees. Let's give back to someone who bravely tried to defend his community. His community. His community that he had to cross state lines to get to. Now, if I have to drive to a different state, go to a different city, is that my community? Is that my home? Is that where I live? No. And if I did it, if I went to an area where I didn't live in a totally different state, it's not where my car's registered, it's not where my driver's license is, it's not where my mail comes, so I have no connection to this place at all, and I bring a fucking AR-15 and I shoot 2 people, don't you think that's actually just straight up premeditated murder? The answer is yes. Yes, it is, folks. Yes, it actually is. And I'm sorry if I seem a little pissed off about this, but this has been a fairly rough couple of days with what is happening in this country. And if you're not getting angry, if you're not feeling a little bit more radicalized than you were just a couple days ago, then you're clearly not paying attention to what is happening. This is rewrite therapy for these brain-dead Christian fanatics. Kyle Rittenhouse very clearly went to Wisconsin with the intention of killing people. Why else would he bring that semi-automatic weapon? Why? He had no business being over there. He had no business having that weapon under the age of 18 because that's yet another thing he was charged with. He wasn't supposed to even have it. So there's a law break right there. He shouldn't have been over there in Wisconsin. It's not his state. It's not his city. That wasn't his street. These aren't his neighbors. He wasn't defending anything. And all of the reports say that he was hit in the head with a skateboard, sure, after he murdered the first protester. Then he killed the man who hit him in the head with a skateboard. But let's also say getting hit in the head with a skateboard, I don't know if you've ever had a skateboard, if you've owned one, if you've been on one, those aren't exactly the heaviest items. In fact, they're actually made pretty light these days so that you can actually do tricks and whatnot with them. And he had a semi-automatic weapon. And he brought that with him from Illinois to Wisconsin because he intended to use it. He was radicalized by the president, by his words, possibly by some of these talking heads on the right. That's what happened. And I guarantee you this money being raised in this legal defense, if they think they're going to be able to get him off, I guarantee you they're going to have to bring up some of those names in his defense, trying to shift the blame off of this little 17-year-old and onto the people who radicalized them. So you better be careful giving money to this, because if they can't blame Kyle, the defense is going to have to blame somebody else, and you're probably not going to like where that goes.